So this is a setup video for JobSync MCP, which is a subsidiary for Job Matching AI. So the setup is quite simple, and once it's done, you will be able to find the jobs based on your profile very easily. So let's start. First of all, you can start with running this npm package install, which is basically JobSync MCP package. It will take around 10 to 12 seconds of your time, and you can see it has started and it has stalled. Then we're gonna go and initialize this package using this command here, and it will ask you there are three possible sync options. So where do you want your jobs to land when they are fetched with our agents? So I will prefer Airtable because that's the best way to track your jobs which are being posted and extracted. So I'll start with the Airtable, but if you do not want this headache, you can simply just select Markdown, which will create a Markdown file in your parent directory from where you can track your jobs with their with the proper JSON instructions and architecture. So I'll start with Airtable. So first of all, you need to have your pet token ready, which will there is a complete instruction in the how to make a pet tokens for your Airtable below this uh, npm package. I have my pet token ready, so I'll just copy and paste here. So it will ask you, so do you have a base ready? So initially you won't be having a base ready, so you just select default no. Then it will ask you for Airtable workspace ID, which you will go to airtable.com and you will find a workspace option, then create a workspace, and here you will find the workspace ID in the URL. Just copy this and paste it out here. Then it will ask you name the name of your base. So I'll just write MCP jobs. So it will create a base for me for this particular workspace. You can see it will be created here since it's created here. Now the second option is it will ask you to create the table name inside that base. So I will write it as job sync as a table name, and it will also create a MD file for me by default. So I'll just hit enter, and this is the look back hours. So how many hours you want your jobs to be extracted within. So it's by default it's 12 hours. So whenever you invoke this MCP server, it will look back 12 hours from the current moment and find you the jobs. So I'll like for initial setup, I'll just go with the default 12 hours. And if you want your jobs just to be in US, so we'll just select US filter. So that's yes. And these are basically ATS based fast fetchers. So we are well known, we have well known ATS like Ashby, Greenhouse, Lever. And if you select this yes, so the agent will go to these ATS filters and get you the jobs based posted on these ATS filters directly. So the installation is done. So let's and we just did with whole configuration also. Now let's start with the onboarding process. So you just have to create your profile, onboard your profile with this command, and here you'll have to paste your resume path. So I'll paste mine, which is this. Let me get my resume path here. Copy path, copy as path. I'll just paste it out here and select. You'll see it will extract my resume, and it has already extracted. So now our configuration and onboarding is done. So now we can proceed with setting this MCP server with our MCP client. So I'll use Claude Code as my client, And you can also go with you know, cursor or Claude Desktop or Codex, anything you want, it will work with them. So let's begin with Claude. Now what I'll do is I'll uh, so before getting with the, with the Claude code, I'll just exit once. One second, what is happening here? I don't know. Yeah, before running the Claude code, first need to wire this MCP server with Claude code. How you can wire this is right here. We'll go down, and so this step 3 is done. Now you have to wire this server with your MCP client, which is Claude in our case, with this command. So here you can see JobSync server is added to our MCP server, and to verify, just run this command to verify if it has successfully added or not. So you can see here is our server which is connected. Good. Let's go with the next option, which is basically start our client, which is Claude in our case. Yes, I trust. Now just to verify if it has connected, we can directly go and search for MCPs, and we'll find this JobSync is connected. Going out, and then uh, the next task will to onboard uh, profile into our Claude Code, which is our client. So you'll just use this command. This is one time onboarding workflow, so it will fetch that configuration file and will create a profile for you inside your Claude client. So you can see it will read user profile, will make a skills.md file, experience file, projects file, and will try to get the roles that are most appropriate for this profile while searching. Again, this will take a few time. So here is the skills file that is being made. Now this is the experience file, and this is the third one is the projects file. So everything is done. We'll just, and these are the roles that Claude thinks are most appropriate for this profile. I'll highlight them here. You can also add more personalized rules in the next step. I'll go with these rules. It will ask me if I want um, more roles to be added or not here. So these are the detected roles here. If I want more roles to be added, then fine. Otherwise, I'll move on to the next step, which is, so we are done with this. We are done with the onboarding process. So let's begin our primary workflow, which is basically the jobs. This. So if you want some, optional arguments here, you can mark, right, like I want one with Anthropic or any your preferred company or any role. Like let's say I want look back hours to be modified as, you know let's say 72 hours, and with backend roles with new grid opportunities. So these depends on your personal preferences. I'll just go with these, and now it will trigger the workflow. It will first trigger the scraping agents. It will quite run for a while now. It'll ask me some few questions. I'll just go with the flow, and once it's done, it will add and sync in all the jobs that are relevant to my Airtable. Let's fast forward this process. So now it has extracted some rules. Let me just proceed further. So now it is calling job sync, which will basically sync these roles into my Airtable. Now let me just go ahead. There was some error in job, you know, in my Airtable sync option, so it will fall back to Markdown sync, which is quite good. So the thing is clear. Um, so I've created a different Airtable for me, which already is being set up perfectly. So this is this one. So here you'll see your jobs will be uh, inserted like this. So I'll fix this and in the comment section. So here you'll see this is the perfect agentic architecture which you can use to get you the jobs using agents. And if you like this architecture, go on GitHub and npm package, give me a star. Thank you so much.